Humans have a very interesting quality that we treat others how we treat ourselves. In other words, a lot of us walk around with the unconscious understanding that things will end one day, that one day you're going to die, that one day your resources will be destroyed, that one day all of your friends and family are not going to be there. And so we walk around with a delusion that that will never happen. We walk around with endless time, thinking that we're gonna have time forever to reach our goals. We think we're gonna have unlimited energy, right? And so we walk around with a mindset thinking that we could do anything without any limitations. And what does that do? That causes us to waste time, to waste resources, to waste relationships because we think we're gonna have another one, the next one. We waste our time, and so we really never really achieve our goals because we never have that sense of urgency. And so we extend that psychological grandiose way of looking at the world, and we treat our partners that way. Like I said, we treat others how we treat ourselves. So what do? We deny them of the reality that one day you're gonna leave. We deny them of the reality that you're not there unconditionally. We deny them of the reality that I am somebody worthy to be worked for. But because we are so afraid of offending, but because we have so much empathy, we have the ay bendito, I don't want to hurt them, I don't want to offend them, that we hide that reality. So what does that do? Just like it has that same psychological effect on us, it'll have on them. They're going to start to take you for granted because you're giving them the delusion that you're always going to be there no matter what. You must walk around, just like in life, you must walk around with the fear that one day things will end. This tension causes you to ground yourself in reality and to see things as they really are without the delusion. And this reality is that one day if they fuck up hard enough, you can leave. Jesus Christ. But we pamper our partners and give them the illusion that we will always be there. They become entitled and lose that fear of losing you. They get grandiose. As children, we had that sense of power with our parents. But as we grew up, our parents stopped giving us food. For example, children really do think, like little babies, the dumb little babies, they really do think that the mother's breast is an extension of their bodies, right? And so they have this sense of grandiose where they just scream and food gets there. They scream and all of a sudden a magical hand makes them feel good. And they internalize that sense of grandeur until the mother stops feeding them. And then all of a sudden they have a sense of helplessness. They have a sense of weakness. And because of that, they get grounded on reality and they actually start to grow mentally. Once they feel that physical vulnerability, it's actually good that they feel helpless. It's good that they feel some fear because it is especially good if their parents are encouraging them. Right? But the thing is that some kids never feel that. They never really feel that sense of inferiority, that fear, that needing to fit in with the group because of their parents give them the illusion that they could do that there's nothing wrong that they could do. And so they have that sense of grandiosity, and that feeling will haunt them throughout their lives because they're going to search for that feeling of grandiose, feeling strong, feeling better than somebody else without having to work for it. And because of that, they crave the feeling, we crave for that feeling in our partners. And so we create spoiled lovers. We create lovers that have no fear of losing us, right? This will unconsciously haunt them for their entire lives. And so you have to realize that romanticism is based on the realization of the reality that things are impermanent. When you're romantic, you are only being romantic because you understand that there's competition. You understand this is not a monopoly. You understand that they're not entitled to you. Any person that's entitled to you is not romantic. Any person that's entitled does not make effort, does not think about you, they're just usually just self-absorbed and thinking that they're God's gift to the world. And you could tell that because they're not romantic. You could tell that because they are insensitive. They criticize. They take no criticism. They have this sense of I'm doing you a favor by being with you, and that happens because you never filter them. That's why you have to be difficult to earn. That's why they have to fear losing you. They have to fear losing you. If they don't fear losing you, this will happen. Even with our parents, if you don't fear losing your parents, like the only time when we really give the utmost respect and love to our parents is when it's when we sense their death approaching. It's just it's everything. And with our partners, we never give them that taste. They're walking around with a squinted gaze of fog of emotion, thinking that you're always gonna be there, and you're always gonna be there because they're their gift, they're God's gift to you. They start to think they're creatures worthy. Oh, we work hard to keep them in love, but we go out of our way to not have them. Oh, sorry about that. So they start to think that they're creatures worthy of worship. Why? Because you never criticize them, you never call them out on the bullshit. You make it too easy. You're always available, and when they disrespect you, you don't say anything. And just the way that you look at them, your look, you give them that look that says you could do whatever you want. I'm always gonna be there. But most importantly, you confirm that belief when they disrespect you, and you stay quiet. I'm telling you, man. It's almost like a light bulb that lights in the eye in their minds when they know that they could disrespect you and you're not gonna do nothing about it. Why would they say no to being worshipped? Why would they say no to being almost like a god? Because there's no wrong I could do because you never call me out on it. And so because of that, they start to feel like they're creatures of worship, that they could do no wrong, and we make them feel this because we pamper them too much. We don't make them fear. We don't make them fear us. We're too predictable with our reactions. We never show them our dark side. We suppress ourselves up until the last moment, and then all of a sudden you're gonna be on true crime. And so they stop paying attention to you, and you get resentful. But also because they stop paying attention to you, depending on your self-esteem, you may start doing more things to get them to validate you. And so you become very predictable. They disrespect you, they know you're gonna be there. They pull away, they know you're gonna chase. Even from the start, you didn't make them work. You gave them the illusion that the reason why you liked them is not because they worked for it, but because they're entitled to it. This is why you have to make people work for you. If they are not making effort in the beginning, what the fuck you think is gonna happen later on, man? They have to respect your time. They have to show some humbleness, some humility. They have to put themselves in a position where they are waiting for your response. But we make it too easy. They feel like they could do nothing wrong. They feel like they don't have to earn your love. And thus, they never really feel the need to keep it. You made it too easy. You spoiled them. These people either leave us or we wake them up through a bold and aggressive move. And the reason why this happens is one, you pamper them too much. You are too afraid of losing them. You don't believe you are worthy to be with them. That's usually the reason why, because you think that this is the only time you're gonna find somebody that's as good as this person, right? And so because of that, you clutch onto them because of fear of loss, fear that you're not gonna find somebody like them. Two, they get pampered as children. That's another one, right? Being pampered as children. Three, social media gives people an inflated sense of self and also low self-esteem, right? Sometimes low self-esteem isn't just accepting little. Sometimes low self-esteem is also having an inflated sense of self, right? So how do you fix these types of people? Just like anything in life, if you have an inflated ego, an inflated sense of self, the only thing that could bring you to reality is failure. And this failure means you gotta make sure that they suffer the consequences of being inconsistent. You gotta make sure they suffer the consequences of being inconsiderate, of not paying attention, of not being romantic enough, of not putting the effort to keep you interested. Yeah, I'm pointing the finger. Yeah, exactly. You are too afraid of that confrontation, and that's on you. And the more people like this, the more people do this, the worse the pool dating is going to be. You got to call out bullshit or leave for the sake of everyone. Only failure can show you the truth. And you're pampering them from that reality. Respond as life should respond to arrogance and lack of empathy, with disdain and with pushing them away. No more one-sided adoring. No more one-sided apologies. If you notice that they're not really that excited to see you, that they don't really put the effort, that you're the one putting the effort, you're not making them earn anything. You're the one that's earning their love. You're the one that's putting more effort. Of course that's why you feel like they're the prize and not you. No, fuck that shit. Start from the start. From the start, if the person is not making effort, if the person forgets the date, if the person forgot to text you, if the person is too busy for you, people, listen to me. Like I said, love is like a crack addiction. No crackhead says, I don't have enough money for crack. No crackhead says, I don't have enough time for crack. They will find time, and you are the crack, all right? We got to stop pampering people, man. If they're being disrespectful, I know it sucks having to have a confrontation, but that's not your fault. That's their fault. It's their fault you have to do this. So they should be mad at themselves. But your job is to make sure that you don't pamper them. Your job is to make sure that you don't hide their face. It's like a parent that doesn't expose kids to different types of foods. You're going to create kids with a bunch of allergies. Expose them to all the foods. Stop being a Karen mom. Stop pampering them. Stop protecting them from negativity. Let them take a few hits. That's how people grow, and that's how relationships grow. But if you're just doing this one where they have no fear of losing you because you're always there, because you're never really punishing them for their mistakes, because everyone makes mistakes, then you never really punish them for crossing your boundaries. They have no fear of your dark side. What do you think is gonna happen? Of course they're gonna treat you like shit. Of course they're not gonna be afraid of losing you. And when they do lose you, they're gonna say you weren't worth shit because you really didn't make me earn anything. I had no fear of losing you. Let me tell you something. Anyone who values anyone has an appropriate amount of fear. Anyone who values anything has an appropriate amount of fear. If I notice that I don't find my phone in my pockets, my heart is gonna drop a little bit. Like it's just a prerequisite for any healthy attachment is fear, man. It's just how it is. And too many people value being loved and value getting some attention to relieve their inattention over having them fear losing you. That is more important, people. You get what I'm saying? So you got to make them realize that you are somebody who's crazy enough to leave. That they misunderstood you. That they wrongly read your character. You do that through doing something drastic, something bold, leaving, calling them out, moving out, breaking up. Those things will have them think and say, okay, they're not who I expect them to be. But you gotta make sure that if you're gonna do something like this, you gotta follow through. You have to follow through. You can't fake this. And once they see an aggressive, bold move from you, even something that might even hurt you, two things will happen. They're either gonna leave or they're gonna reassess how they're gonna treat you. Because they thought you were weak. They thought you weren't willing to walk away because you gave them that impression. So you got to do something equally as devastating as was your passivity and timidity in the past. And this is where a lot of people are just not willing to do this because they're just too afraid. So they want respect, but they're not willing to do what it takes. It's like people who, let's just say you live in a place where you can't buy meat, right? You got to kill you got to kill the little cow by yourself, right? They want meat, but they're not willing to kill the animal for the meat. You know what I'm saying? That's like if you want the respect, but you're just not willing to deal with the confrontation that leads to respect, to deal with losing some things that you like for the sake of respect. You value getting validation, getting some little bits of dopamine over respect, and this is your downfall. You don't put a value to yourself. So when there's no fear of loss, their imagination goes wild when you're not with them, right? They're always going to be thinking of ways of how to please you. You pulling away creates a gap of anxiety. Like they're not comfortable when you pull away. All of these strategies that I teach work 100% when there's fear of loss. 100%. Without fear, there is no love that comes with respect. Just spoiled brat. All right. Anyways, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video, man. If you guys ever want to work with me one-on-one, go to mindfulattraction.org. Don't forget, become Patreon supporters to get videos that I don't post on YouTube to support the channel. Because if you don't do that, I'm gonna have to close it. And I'll see you guys later. Bye-bye. All right, guys. So I want you guys to check out my online course called Dark Game. That's right, people. Dark Game. And this course is pretty much, I review to you the secret tactics, the secret techniques to create attraction in almost any woman, right? But not just attraction to the point that makes her want to see you all the time, where she's the one initiating all the contact, right? Now just imagine to be able to keep all of the girls in your life that you lost because of your stupidity. Imagine, and I had stupidity too. Imagine being able to keep them. Imagine being able
to have 5, 6 women available to you, wanting to see you. Imagine being able to create intense relationships where they're all doing all the work. People, that kind of stuff does exist, people. Now, I'm not gonna promise you that you're gonna bang like 40, 50 women. I'm gonna promise you that you're gonna be able to keep the women you have, that you get with. I can promise you that keeping them will increase with this course. But let me keep showing you something. This course is pretty huge, people. It's a huge course. This course has over 50 videos. 50 videos, right? And some of them you could get for free. If you just sign up, you get free videos, right? But in these videos, let me show you guys the course, right?
All right, guys.
That's me right there, right? In this video, I pretty much teach you guys how to find your purpose, right? All this is how to find your purpose, discovering your purpose, right? I teach you guys then about female psychology, all of the principles about female psychology you guys need to understand. I then teach you guys the mindset, the proper mindset that you guys need to deal with women. After that, I teach you guys 21 videos on how to game. I mean, it's pretty much unbelievable, man. I gotta make this available, right? But it's unbelievable how many I pretty much put everything: outer game, social circuit game, strategies, threesomes, foursomes, everything, right? And on top of that, I give you guys a few bonuses: how to overcome approach anxiety, why you can't take actions, a Dickens pattern to change your mentality, how to go from open to transitions, right? 81-minute long, people. This is like, I don't know how long this is, but this is hours, and I mean hours worth of content. And you get a 30-day money back guarantee. I mean, you without questions asked. All for $99, people. People, this could be around a few thousands, to be honest with you, right? But you guys get it for $99, right? All you gotta do is just go over here, purchase the course, and you'll get access to it. And if you don't like it, you could just message me and get your money back, people. Look, man, don't be hard-headed, people. Don't be hard-headed. This is the course that you guys need, right? It gives you guys everything. I cover everything. I could promise you, man, you're not gonna get a more in-depth course on how to attract women and keep them more than this. All right. Anyways, people, check it out. 30-day money back guarantee. There is no risk, and you can get the free course. You can get the free trial. The free trial are these videos that you get for free, right? You guys could just sign up. You could watch all of these videos for free, right? And you don't have to pay, all right? Anyways, I'll see you guys inside. I want to see you guys inside because, again, people, you can't lose nothing. There's a 30-day money back